Good morning, everybody. It's your girl, Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. It is April the 13th, 2024, and today the topic is my way. Happy Saturday, y'all. Happy Saturday. I'm glad to be here today. I don't know about you guys. I hope you guys had a wonderful Friday. Mine was just fine. Yeah, mine was good overall. Um, I had two episodes of the GSL talk show that I recorded for you guys for future purposes, but they are right on time conversations that I had with both of the guests that again are coming up in the future. I'm like, Lord, you do this every time. Like, you send me somebody that talks about whatever I need in this particular moment. And then we know that this comes out in the future, but it's probably going to hit whoever needs the words or whatever that they're saying then too. But yeah, it really, really, really was fitting my situation, especially with everything I've been going through and all that type of stuff. So it can make me renew my mind on some things, trying to think about, what are some things that I can be doing for me, pouring into my cup, things of that nature. They got your girl thinking about fitness again. So we gonna see. Do I need to hit up Anointed Touch, Health, Fitness, and Beauty? I might. I just might. And this time it would truly be for me. If I was to hit him up, it would be like, yo, for me. Because last time I think I was trying to be encouraging and inspiring to my husband and things like that, and things weren't panning out. It wasn't working out. So it would be a truly me thing if I was to hit him back up. So we're gonna see what the Lord do. But yeah, I was thinking about that. The second person that I talked to ended up telling me about breath work and things of that nature. And so who knows, that might be a little something extra your girl could tap into. We're gonna see what the Lord do, y'all. But I'm just saying, both of those conversations were just right on time. One, I ended up wrapping up the day with another anointed prayer over me and my life and GSL and everything. So I'm expecting great things. You know what I'm saying? I am expecting great things, not only just because, again, so many people are speaking great things, and then because of the attacks. I mean, that's another reason where you should start expecting great things, because you've been getting punched here and there. Obviously, great things is on the way. But I don't know. I just feel good, man. I feel good out of my little sanctified soul in my mama's voice. Um, yeah, man, I don't know. I just feel good this morning. I hope that you guys are feeling good too. I know it's like 8:15 right now. But y'all getting this juice, you know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna get this juice today. Um, and yeah, so I woke up quite a few times, between last night and this morning. I made a note of all those times. I ended up even adding those times together and, looking at the Strong's Concordance at the, words that was in the Greek and the Hebrew that centered around that time, or that number that all of those times put, added up to be. But I don't know. I just felt to, scroll on social media. I didn't feel like led to go in any of those directions when it came to the verses per se. And I'm just on Instagram, and I started to see some things about marriage that felt like was speaking to me. And I'm looking at them or whatever, and one of them was like really, really felt like it was for me. And so as I was reading the caption and everything, I noticed the phrase "my way," and it just got me thinking. Got me thinking about again. I definitely have observed this in people and I talk about this all the time because I'm like, there was a time, y'all, I really did just lay down my wants and ask the Lord what did he want. And you know what I'm saying? I went through my whole journey and stuff. And again, I know I have not arrived. This is just one cultivation period in my life. Apparently I'm in another one right now. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? New book? I don't know. We're gonna see. Oh, look, y'all. Good morning to my mama. Speaking of, I guess, talked her up. She says, "Good morning, sister." Well, good morning to you, mama. I love you. I just quoted you a second ago. But yeah, what was I saying? I was sitting here talking about what was I talking about, y'all? Um, I was telling y'all about. Oh yeah, I was reading these quotes and whatnot. And yeah, I came across the quote that said "my way." It was said in the quote, or in the statement. It was talking about something said "my way," and that "my way" really just stuck out to me. And I was just reflecting on again the observations that I've made. Yeah, other people, it seems like they're really struggling with laying down their way for God's way, right? But I mean, I can't just sit here and point the finger. You know what I'm saying? I gotta, also look at myself, right? I gotta also see like ways that I am doing this, right? Because again, yeah, maybe I came into marriage and all these things with preconceived notions about what it was going to look like, how it was going to be, all that different type of stuff. And then when it's not turning out that way, it's like, well, why, Lord, why? Now the beautiful thing is, I know that it's beyond me. I know that again, God can get the glory from all things, and so all things will work together for the good of those that love God and things of that nature. And so, as I do believe that there is purpose to my pain and things like that. Because obviously, again, even with me sharing the quotes that I've been sharing, it seems to be resonating with people. I'm noticing that it seems to have some type of traction, or at least that people are liking them. Or again, it led up to me getting an impromptu interview the other night and stuff like that, just by me, being encouraged and inspired to make quotes centered around reminding people of what marriage should look like, and stuff like that. So I know there's more content to come, because I told you guys, like, there was 2 movies I've been working on, or that I need to get back to working on, because obviously they both kind of centered around this topic in some ways. And again, I was writing them back in Florida, like way before I was married. So but obviously the Lord want me to get them together, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a serious subject, the different things that we're talking about. Shout out to Miss Thelma this morning. Good morning, ladies. Um, look, we got wisdom on the line this morning, and so yeah, man. So with that on my heart and mind, I was thinking about, yes, what I've observed in others, but then also myself. And so, I mean, if you're watching this and you're like one of those people that are like, man, it gotta be my way, it gotta be, look, like they say, my way or the highway. It needs to look like this, and it got to be before this time, and it got to be in this location. Stop putting God in a box, man. I think we should just lay all of that down and just follow him, man. At the end of the day, he's gonna do it his way at the end of the day. And so as I'm learning to, again, I mean, I feel like I went through the process of learning how to do that, but I feel like I need to go deeper with doing it in every aspect of life, like even when it comes to the things that maybe my desires, or maybe again, what I thought, or different things. So um yeah, I guess I'm being, challenged to go deeper with this, and I hope that you're encouraged and inspired to do so as well. So let's get into this, y'all. Let's get into this conversation. I don't have too much to share. I only got one verse for y'all in regards to supporting verses. Not that there was only one verse to share, but I felt led to just let y'all, if you want to go deeper about the rest of the verses, then check out the Go Deeper section. Go to OpenBible.info, because each and every one of those verses that came up when I looked up this little phrase, all of them resonated with me. So I was like, y'all can go and see what the Lord, which ones resonate with you. So just go to openbible.info, plug in the phrase accepting God's way, and take a look at all those verses. Take a look at all of them, because they all look good. And should be encouraging and inspiring. But the only one I felt led to write down this morning was Matthew 26:39. It says, and going a little farther, he he fell on his face and prayed, saying, my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as you will. So those that read the Bible, y'all already know that this is Jesus, right? This is the quote from Jesus, right before he was getting ready to be taken, and all those different things. And he's asking God, like, Lord, if there's any other way to do this, please, you know what I mean? I like, please do. But not my will, but yours. And obviously we know that God said no, right? God let the plan play out the way he wanted it to play out. And I guess I was reminded this morning that, there's a lot of times that God says no, in the Bible. And but what the Bible shows us is how we should respond to the no. So matter of fact, I ended up going to gotquestions.org. And as I was going deeper about that, there's an article that's literally called What Should I Do When God Says No? Because again, God, again, if whatever you're asking for is not in alignment with God's big plan for you and everybody and everything like that, then the answer most likely is going to be no. Now, if you're asking something according to the will of God, then okay, you might be, get the answer yes. But when God says no, what are we supposed to do? So this is what I feel more so led to focus on this morning. So I got I made a few notes of the things that were standing out to me in that article. I hope you go and read the whole article for yourself. But this is what was standing out to me of what our response should be when God is telling us no, or when you see that door close, or whatever the case may be. When things are not going your way, then this is how we should be responding. So the first thing I noticed that it says that we need to accept what God has done as right and good. Accept what God has done as right and good. We don't, I mean, honestly, as I was writing down all these things, I feel like we do the exact opposite. Like soon as something don't go our way, we like, well, what, Lord? Hold on. We don't do that. We don't automatically just accept that what God has done is better than our idea. We like to still harp on what we think it should be. And Lord knows, like, listen, like I feel like I done graduated a little bit of this area where at least now I feel like when things come my way, like I said, I'm struggling when it comes to like spiritual attacks. Now that's a little, I feel like it's a little different. But what I'm saying, like when stuff like, for example, I kept trying to go for jobs for a long time. I'm like, Lord, do I need to get a job? Do I need to get a job, Lord? I was looking. I couldn't find that. I'm like, all right, he must be saying no. I kept looking, do I need to get a job, Lord? Then I started to look particularly for church jobs. And then I did come across a couple of things like when it was particularly at my church and stuff. So I submitted myself for some of those things. But every time I tried to look outside of things like a regular situation, like stuff that I was used to doing, it just kept seeming like the answer was no, no, no. And I'm like, okay, Lord, at some point I just started to accept what he said as better than my own idea, not knowing that again, this job at the church was coming. You know what I mean? Not knowing any of that. Just stepping out on faith and saying, okay, Lord, I'm asking you. It seems like you keep saying no. So I guess I need to just keep waking up and doing the juice, keep the talk show going, and keep my hustles from home going. Like, so for a long time, y'all know, because y'all been on this journey with me since 2020 to 2022. Your girl was not working nowhere really. Like I was just doing stuff online and keeping GSL going. And then by Abundance 2023, he allowed me to get, and it was beyond my and it's everything that I do and everything I really needed for a job to be. But it didn't even cross my mind that I would be doing this that I'm doing now. So again, God's way is better than yours. You know what I'm saying? I probably would have just been at somebody's little, I don't know, like, or I probably just been doing something else, like a 9 to 5 or something, just trying to find something to make it or whatever the case may be. And but the Lord had, I guess, better ideas and plans for me, obviously. And so, and things that fit specifically for me. Because I even told y'all when the job first came to me last year, I was telling you I was kind of struggling a little bit because I was just about to start going into business with someone else. So that was one thing. And then two, I was like, and it just fell in my lap. And it was like, it was already mine. Like it wasn't no interview or nothing. I was like, they called me, hey, we're gonna need to have a meeting. Da, da, da. I go thinking it's a meeting or an interview or something. And it was like, hey, so here's the keys to the church. I'm like, what? Huh? So I was just flabbergasted, as they say. So again, like when it's not going your way, then accept that as better, accept that as the good and right thing. Worshiping is a way that you can do that. Going deeper with ways to accept it. Let me see. Another thing that stood out to me was saying that, surrendering, even in our heartache, even if it's something that's really hurting your heart and stuff like that. I mean, you got to surrender that thing to the Lord. And then also learn how to not be bitter towards the Lord about it. You know what I'm saying? Because we could easily just, again, start pointing the finger at God. You ain't answered my prayer. And we just talked about how Kanye just said that a few weeks ago. And he's like, I prayed, God didn't answer my prayer, so I'm my own God. I'm going to do my own way, whatever the case may be. Now, I don't know how that's going to play out for him. I mean, you may win on earth, but I don't know how that's going to play out for you spirit wise. But I mean, for those that's listening to the sound of my voice, I think that you understand that again, it's not going to be yes every time, and God's way is better than our own. And so these are ways to truly accept that, is, by worship and stuff like that. They use David as an example in this article. They were talking about how David was like praying for the first child that him and Bathsheba conceive to live, but then obviously God didn't allow that child to live, and so he went to go worship after he found that information out that the child didn't live. He went to worship. Most of us know we probably wouldn't have did that. You know what I'm saying? Like you get some bad news, or you get some stuff that happened that you don't like, or whatever case may be, your heart might be hurt. You start pointing the fingers at God and start talking about, oh, I'm mad. I ain't coming back to church. I don't like this. I don't like it. We do the complete opposite of what the word tells us to do. So if you are listening to the sound of my voice today, I'm encouraging all of us to accept what God has done as right and good. So then the second thing is to let's see, instant obedience and change of direction. They were using Paul as in that example of this. I think they were saying that Paul was on his way to Asia, I think it was, and God said no, and basically so he had turned and went to Macedonia, and it wasn't even no real question, you know what I'm saying? It was like, oh, okay, God, when we go that way, then let's go the way he wants me to go. Instant obedience, changing the direction. Because again, here's the thing that I found, and I'm not saying trying to act like I'm just the highest guru. I'm just trying to share my my life. You know what I'm saying? This is my testimony. As I found, like, God gives us a glimpse of the vision, I think. Like, I don't think he gives us the full picture at all. Like, I feel like, not say at all, but a lot of times I feel like he gives us like a glimpse, right? So again, like, let's use GSL as an example. I tell y'all about it all the time, just in case you haven't heard. Here it is. When God gave me the idea for GSL, I thought it was a talk show. I thought I would be sitting at a table with some ladies in front of an audience, kind of like The Real. Like, that's what I thought that GSL was going to be. Now, I didn't know that GSL was going to be a virtual situation. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that it was going to be just probably my home studio. I didn't know that, I would be talking to people from around the world versus having a table and only talking to people in Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know those things, but I went with it. You know what I'm saying? Like when God has pointed it this way, I went with it, and now here we are 4 years in, and I feel like we're growing and stuff like that. I mean, I feel like there might be some more growth we need to do, because I feel like I'm getting pushed in that direction right now, and I don't know exactly what to do beyond what I'm doing, but we're gonna see what the Lord do with all of that. But regardless though, like sometimes you'll still have the vision, right? Like I still have GSL, and it's still a talk show, and it's still all this other stuff, but it's not the exact way that I thought it was going to be. Like I don't know. I guess I just have so many people around me that they just have this tunnel vision, or this one thing that they really, really want and stuff like that, but they want it in a certain way. And I'm like, get out of thinking that it's going to happen a certain way. Focus on the thing, like focus on, again, what direction is God leading you in. And I know it takes some people more time to do that than others, but I say the sooner you do it, then the sooner you'll see things come to fruition. Again, like Pastor Sammy said, shout out to God's House Orlando. If you make God's wants your wants, you're gonna get what you want. So I mean, again, I wasn't married, but I thought, hey, am I going to meet somebody in Florida? I thought, am I going to meet somebody around the world, something like that? No, I came on back to Georgia, and that's when I met my husband. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you'll get the vision, you'll get whatever it is that the Lord is showing you, but we got to get out of our mind that it's going to happen a certain way. I don't know. I guess I keep saying that because if we keep trying to force it to happen a certain way, it won't. That's what I found. Now, I mean, I don't know. Y'all can seek the Lord about all of that, but I don't know. That's just my life and testimony right there. So let me give you guys another verse, okay? Oh, it's not another verse. It's another example of what to do. Let's see. So changing the direction. Oh, so in the midst of that, glory in your weakness. That again, they was using Paul as an example. They was telling about how he had the thorn in his side, and God said, no, he wasn't going to take away that thorn. We don't even know what the thorn was, but he found the glory in his weakness. So in those moments, don't give up. In those moments, don't be frustrated. Endure, and basically endure even when you don't understand. So I mean, those are practical things that I hope will encourage you and inspire you on what to do when God says no. Understand that everything is not going to go your way. Sometimes the answer is yes, sometimes the answer is no. But if the answer is no, then hopefully you can start incorporating some of these things so that you can start to see, whatever it is the Lord wants to do with you, for you, and through you come to fruition. But that's the juice, y'all. That's the juice this morning. So the Bible verse of today is Leviticus 20 and 26. It says, "And ye shall be holy unto me, for I, the Lord, am holy, and have severed you from other people, that ye should be mine." Ooh, listen. I mean, this is good juice this morning, but at the same time, it was a little bit of poke for me because I guess I just know this different stuff that happened in my life, and I just reflecting on, like, for example, different people that God has severed from my life and stuff, and I'm like, well, Lord. But then it also made me think about the people that are still in my life too. So I feel like there's great promise on those people's lives and stuff like that. So I'm gonna be praying for them, and I pray that to help them, whatever I can do to help them on their journey. I mean, obviously they still in my life for a reason. So because God ain't got no problem with taking nobody out my life, I see. So um and not that it's all about me, but I'm just focused on, receiving what this looks like for me. But y'all can receive that for what it looks like for you. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day. And I look forward to talking to you all on Monday, if the Lord's will. Bye bye. And there you go, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, anybody listening to the sound of my voice. I think that's still my mama and Miss Thelma. So good morning, ladies. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Today I need to be trying to figure out how we're going to get this spare on, because I guess my tire has to be taken off a certain way or something. So we're going to be figuring that out today. And then that's about it. Oh, I didn't even tell y'all about yesterday. I mean, after those two interviews, I mean, me and NJ had a little pizza night. Hubby had like a meeting or something to go to, so we had a little pizza movie watching night or whatever, and that's pretty much what we did yesterday. I feel like, was there anything else? Oh, I had a little quick meeting yesterday too for a future interview, so I'm gonna be doing some more interviews on other people's platforms soon and stuff. So thank the Lord for that, and other people are signing up to be on mine too, and you know, that's all that's really going on. But we're gonna see what the Lord do about everything. But yeah. I hope that this was some good juice for y'all this morning. Thank you so much for listening, watching, subscribing, and sharing all those wonderful things. And yeah, man, I look forward to talking to y'all on Monday if the Lord's will. Bye.